two Charlotte Tilbury foundations, both $44. Are they worth it? Hi guys, my name is Bobby. Welcome to Mindful Midlife, where I am hoping to help you feel beautiful and confident over 50. You've probably seen that there is a new one from Charlotte Tilbury called the Beautiful Skin Foundation. But I thought it'd be fun to compare the two because this one's been around a while. Which one, if any, is good to purchase for $44? This is not cheap makeup. I have high expectations out of you. Remember, my goal is to not try to get you to purchase these. My goal is to give you an education and give you the whole information so you can make an informed decision for your skin. So first, let's go into the Airbrush Flawless Foundation. They have some major claims for this foundation. Definitely runny. All right, I'm going to put on not very much. I always overdo this stuff. I'm gonna leave my forehead alone because I usually just bring this up to there when I'm dealing with a full coverage foundation because I don't have a lot of blemishes up there and it just gathers in on my forehead lines. We don't need that. So I'm just gonna pounce this. I'm using the BK Beauty 101 brush, my go-to foundation brush. Now my skin has been a bit dry lately. I upped my tretinoin. My skin is almost pretty much adapted to me upping that, but it is winter here and it's been pretty cold, so our fireplace has been going and our heat has been going. Right now it is so dark outside because it's snowing and it's just very gloomy and ucka outside. Yes, that is a real word, ucka. Okay. So I would say it's definitely full coverage. I mean, I'm seeing some things come through there. I don't feel like it's heavy at this point, so we'll see how it does. I'm gonna switch over to my sponge. And this is the Shop Miss A Paw Paw sponge, which is like $1 something. Definitely one of my favorites. You can also get them on Amazon. I'll link them in both places because I did a whole video on Shop Miss A. And there's a few things that were really good. So you may want to actually get them there and then try out the things that I was showing you. And it's so cheap. Okay, shameless plug. Okay, definitely gathering in on lines. But I wouldn't say it's horrible by any stretch. I say that all the time, by any stretch. I need to stop saying things like that. All right, I'm gonna see if it's buildable a bit. I'm gonna take a little bit more off my hand. I still have plenty there. I wanna see if it is cakey when it's buildable because I find that happens a lot. At least on me it does. Okay, we'll switch over to my sponge. It's doing pretty good. I would say it looks a little cakey, but not horrible. I mean, I don't like a full coverage look, so that may just be my desire to not have a full coverage look. So I'm gonna take my sponge on the side so I'm not putting more on, and then just blot out, and it might pick up some of the extra of things that I don't want anywhere. Definitely gathering in on my little wrinkle here that it always gathers in. My forehead is good, but I also barely put any foundation up in that area, so that's probably why my forehead's doing pretty good. It does look really good on my nose, and it looks really good on my face. I mean, it is a full coverage, but I don't think it's a blank out full coverage. It's not like it's taking every bit of your skin away and all you see is the foundation. So I think that's a good thing. So that's our completed look. I used a lot of Charlotte Tilbury. Just my thoughts on the foundation. It's not going too well. It's really dry all throughout my cheek area here. It's just really crusty, and I do have dry skin there, obviously, but it's particularly dry. It's definitely breaking apart already right here. Like at first I really liked it. I thought, wow, maybe I misjudged this and I just had bad skin when I wore it. And I've worn it probably about 5 days, but it's definitely breaking apart. It's very cakey here where I did any second layers, but it didn't give me a full coverage with the first layer. It says it's hydrating, so it should work for me, but it didn't necessarily work so great. I thought I would show you guys what this looks like in natural light as much as I can right now. It's pretty dark out because we're in the middle of a snowstorm, and but at least I'm in an open window. It is not going real well. It's just real cakey. I don't like it. I don't think from a distance it looks bad. I really don't, which is good. But if I look close up, I don't like how it's sitting on my skin at all. But I will do another check-in. It's been on my face for about 3 hours now. I will do an end of the day check-in so you guys can see it. Right now, not sure if I'm loving it at all. It is 5:30 and I have had this on since this morning, and it is time to get it off. It cracks me up, these YouTubers who are taking their makeup off at like 10, 11, midnight. I'm like, no, I'm 5 o'clock. Yep. Sadly, it is very much all breaking up on my face. It actually looks really good on my forehead. If I have any oil on my face, it's on my forehead. So my forehead actually looks good. So I think, here's the thing, I think this is a really good foundation for people who have normal to oily skin, who obviously like full coverage, which you guys know I do not. And I do think that this may be a good foundation for me in the summer. So I will give you guys an update when we get to those months when my skin is much more normal. Right side, brush. The color's not so bad. It matches relatively well. I've got very dry skin right now, and it's winter out, so it's very dry. So we'll see how this does with dry, mature skin. I'm 55. It's looking pretty good so far. Let's try the sponge. It looks nice on my skin. I will give it that. It looks really nice on my skin. The only thing I have on is SPF, and I used Supergoop today. Let's try a second layer because I would like to see a little bit more coverage. And this time I'm gonna use the brush all over and finish off with I have some hyperpigmentation here that just came. I'm gonna finish off with the sponge. I need to learn to complete sentences when I am filming. Oh my goodness, see, I just did it again. Okay. Okay, definitely buildable. When we woke up, it was 4 degrees. Boy. But we're expecting a snowstorm later tonight, and then it's gonna rain. It's gonna be 40. So weird. And I hate it when it snows during the nighttime, because I love to see it come down, and I don't get to. Okay, I'm gonna finish it off with the sponge to just give it a all over evenness, because sometimes I miss things with a brush where a sponge gets it. You guys can see, is it gathering? Yeah, it's definitely gathering in on my forehead. Let me get it out and see if it stays. Sometimes it does, just with one little swipe. All right, I like how it looks on my nose, which is shocking. And it looks really nice. Man, it looks really nice. I'm really happy with it. Okay, I put just my eyebrows on because I'm gonna go in and do some setting. It's really gathering in on my forehead. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see that, but it is definitely gathering in there. So I'm gonna use actually the Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder. And, okay, where's my sponge? I'm gonna take my sponge and go ahead and just get out the extra, and then immediately go in with the pressed powder and just dab with a velour where I just have those lines. And then I'm gonna take my under eye and follow. And I did not do any concealer, which you probably can tell. I don't like to do a concealer when I'm trying out a foundation. I just like to use normal and see if it covers everything. Okay, here's my final look. I did go in and add a little bit more here because it was just some things were coming through, and it's looking a little bit better. I'm rushing because we're late for church and I gotta get out the door. My husband's already in the car. So I will do a 5-hour check-in and I'll see how I like it. I don't think I like my eyeshadow. I think it looks too dark. What do y'all think? All right, I gotta go. Bye. All right, so it is 4 o'clock. It's a Sunday afternoon and I am in my fuzzy warm shirt. This has been on for 5.5 hours and I gotta say it's doing really well. Now my skin is extremely dry, so I have some flaking skin here and here. That's not the foundation's fault by any stretch. I don't see gathering on my forehead at all, so that's good. My under eye, I forgot to even look. Let me bring my mirror around so I can see. Oh, wrong way. Yeah, my under eye looks just fine and it just looks good. I don't feel parched. I mean, my skin feels dry because it is dry, but I don't feel it dry in places that aren't dry. Did that make sense? I feel like I look like a train wreck, but I've been cooking and moving around and yeah, so I am happy so far. I will do another check-in probably around 6 or 7 o'clock and we'll see what my final thoughts are. Okay, it is 7 p.m. and I am ready to take this makeup off. I like the makeup, but I don't know if I'm absolutely thrilled with the foundation. I was hoping for more. I do think it feels hydrated, which is amazing since I have such dry skin right now. So that thrills me. I do think that this is going to work better when my face isn't so dry and parched and peeling and everything. I think it'll definitely be better. It did settle in on my lines a little bit, but not bad at all. So all in all, I think it's good. I mean, I definitely see that stuff coming through here, so it's worn off. It's worn off all around my mouth and my nose, and I just think that's because of the day I was having where I was doing stuff around the house and I was having hot flashes, and when I have a hot flash, it's literally right here on my face and I'm like dripping. I know that's more than you all want to know, but it is what it is. So I think that's what happened a lot. I was like wiping my mouth and things like that. So it had a lot to deal with today, in other words. So it wasn't like a day I had at work. Okay, so here's the bottom line between the two of them. Clearly, this was not my favorite. If I needed a full coverage foundation, I don't think I would reach for this. I don't think this would be the one that would be my go-to. And I do believe you do need to have one of those in your arsenal of makeup. So on those occasions where you just need more to cover, you need to be able to have something you can grab. Do I believe this one would be the one for me? No, especially not at $44. This one by far is my more favorite of the two of them. Do I think this is worth $44? For me personally, no. This would not be my go-to. I think it's a good foundation. I will absolutely use it again, but it is not my, I can wear it every time and it's gonna work foundation. No matter what, it'll work for me. This just didn't cut it. And especially for 44 bucks, I just don't think it's worth it. If my mind has changed, I will absolutely let you guys know, like in a speed review or something like that. And I have no idea. I have not watched any other YouTubers' videos on this foundation because I didn't want to be swayed. I didn't want to have people put that thought in my head that this is an amazing foundation and then I'm like, I'm supposed to love it. I don't like that. I like my own opinion. And then I'm gonna go watch and see what everyone else thinks. I could be in the minority. I totally think I can. But when you've got foundation that is 44 bucks, it better perform amazingly. And I just think both of them, especially this one, but this one too, just is too much work for me. If you want to see another foundation review of all Morphe foundations, I'm going to link that right here. I did all of Morphe foundations and you can see if one of those is right for you. I will see you in maybe that one or another one. God bless.